Hello, everyone watching this after Anna and I have completed it. My name is Dana. As you know, welcome. This is Anna. She's the best. She gave me this candle. It smells great. She comes to a lot of my yoga classes. But today we're going to do a bunch of Katona series that I really like to do when I get very sore. So the main thing you'll need is a wall, which I hope you have. If you don't, call me. You should find a wall. But otherwise, if you have two block-like things, they'll just be helpful to bring the floor closer to you. And you might want a blanket because we'll put our knees on some stuff just so then there's more padding. But if you have a carpet, that works too. But yeah, we're gonna get started. So grab all those things, and then we're gonna do some pranayama first. So pranayama is breath work. So you can sit however you would like. I like sitting in virasana with a block in between my heels. But sit up on something so that your hips are sloped down, like you're making a slide with your legs. Nice. Cool. So once you get there, you can close your eyes. You can just let yourself breathe and begin to notice your breath coming into the space, coming into the mindset of what we're about to do for the next hour-ish. Just let everything settle. Notice how you're sitting up on your block or your blanket. Notice where everything fell, what your habits are. And as you exhale, see if you can drop your shoulders a little bit more. And we'll go through a series of different breathwork techniques that will build up from the bottom to the top. I've said this a lot. This is one of the key theories within Katona Yoga, but we like to think of the body as a house, and your body has 3 floors. We have a first floor, second floor, third floor, basement, living quarters, attic. And within our body, we like to think of the basement as our pelvis and below. So our legs, our feet, our hips. Our second floor is our torso. So chest, belly, arms, up to the palate of the mouth. So how you speak, what you say is also still part of the second floor. And then above that is your third floor. So the rest of your head, your imagination, all that good stuff. So the breath work that we're going to do is going to start from the first floor, and we'll do some stuff on the second floor, and then we'll do some stuff on the third floor. Cool. And we like to build up all of our yoga poses that way as well, starting with the first floor, second floor, third floor, because you can't build up anything unless you have a foundation to start with. So just coming back to noticing your breath. If you got bored by me talking and thought of something else. And then you're gonna find your hands making contact on something that kind of feels like you're holding like a ball in mid-fit. So your hands can be on your knees, your hands can grab your heels, or your hands can grab around your hips. And your eyes can stay closed, but feel free to look at me if you need some visual cues, or Anna's done all of this before. So I'm going to grab for my heels. And then as we breathe, going forward and backwards, inhaling and exhaling, kind of like we're doing our cats and cows sitting, you're going to inhale, arch your back, look up, exhale, round. And as you move forward and back, really let the movement initiate from your pelvis, going as slow or as fast as you want with your breath. Inhaling in and out the nose. And just keep going and see if as you keep going, you can notice what it's like to move forward and backwards, what parts might feel a little bit creaky right now is the first thing that we're doing. Notice what speed you started off with, and at least one time as we go, make it slower or faster. I kind of like using this as a way to heat myself up. So if you can try going a little bit faster, you'll bring some fire to this breath work. And you can think of your pelvic floor, your sits bones kind of striking your block or whatever you're sitting on, your blanket, as if you're striking a match to also build some heat. It's like we're doing really fast cat-cows on all fours. But just really let the movement initiate from the pelvis. So if your head barely moves forward and back, or your chest doesn't move that much, that's okay. We want to stay focused on our first floor, going forward and back and moving a lot, focusing on our breath. And switch up the speed one more time. See if you can go a little bit faster, finding a new beat. Revving up our engines for the first time today. Engines kind of being our legs, because we run with them, we walk with them, they move us all around. There's another metaphor where we think of the body as a car, but I will not get into that today because confusing metaphors is never good. So come back to center and then start to spin your hips to the right. So now you're spinning your hips clockwise on a clock face, and you can imagine that underneath your pelvis, there's a clock. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Always try to do that to compare my can count to 12. And still feeling how this just is working in your sits bones and pelvis and your hips. Maybe there's a part where you realize you don't hit number 4 on your clock or number 8 or anything. Just notice how circular you can make the circles. And when we spin to the right, or circle to the right with our hips, we're circling to the universal direction of time. I think I said this sometime this week, but there's 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 30 or 31 or 28 or 29 days in a month, and 365 or 66 days in a year. Did not need to get that technical, but here we are. Everyone has the same amount of time. We all have the same amount of time in a day. And that's a very cool thing. So spinning to the right, circling to the right, circling to the spin of time, the universal, how we go out into the world. Cool, and then take circles to the left. And now we're spinning to the left. The left is the side of our personal and our feeling. So if the right is circling to the universal, the left is the personal. So we all have the same amount of time in a day, but how we choose to use our time is where the left side comes in. So now we're circling counterclockwise, the side of our feelings. Our heart is on our left side, so there's more emotions and feelings and personal things that come up when we go to the left. We do things to the left. But what's great about having your right and left is that when you take your right side, add your left side, then you get your third piece, which is the combination of the two and is you. So you have the stellar you in the middle, which is why we circle to the right, why we circle to the left, to find what makes us each unique in ourselves. And notice which parts of the clock you're missing on this side. It might be different than what was on the other side. Thinking of how you do things on the right side one way, left side another way, how you can combine them in the middle. And then bring that forward and back motion. Don't worry, we won't be here that much longer, maybe. And see if you can go super, super fast, really revving yourself up, going forward and back as fast as you can. And then take circles to the right again. Really getting into it this morning. Or whatever time of day you're doing this. This is a class that can be done at any time of day. And then take circles to the left one last time. Just putting it all together, the forward, the back, the right, the left, all creating this circular ball around you of you with all these directions, having your body move in all these directions to find the middle. One more circle to the left, and then come back to center. Your hands can come and rest face up on your thighs. And find a normal breath that isn't kind of one that was more having its own metronome or rhythm. Come back to an unmanipulated breath. And even with just moving the breath and our pelvis a little bit, you're probably already feeling a little bit of warmth and a little bit of heat. That's a great thing. And we warmed up our first floor. So now, with our second floor, we're gonna air things out a little bit more. So you're gonna grab for opposite elbows and just have them be down in front of you. And then as you inhale, you're gonna lift up your arms overhead and exhale, let them come back down. And then keep going and see how slow or as fast that you can go, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, kind of like a Kapalabhati breath, but definitely not as fast, not like super short, sharp inhales or exhales, just inhaling and exhaling to your own beat. And this is really good for our second floor because as we open and close our armpit, it's like we're opening and closing the windows and the portals to our lungs. So we're airing them out, we're giving them a little bit more space. Also, so notice how you're sitting up on your block is your perineum shooting straight down into the block. The precept's right in between your sits bones, pressing down. Then you have a nice long spine. And see if you can change your speed. Eyes can be open or closed, but if they're open, just have a really nice soft gaze to the floor. You're really focusing on your breathing. Still keep that grip on the elbows, opening and closing, cleaning out your torso, cleaning out your living quarters, opening the windows up and letting air flow through so that everything has a wonderful little breeze. And take this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hook your thumbs up overhead. Take one more big inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top. Take 3 more sips in through the mouth, like you're sipping through a straw. Hold it again. And as you let it go, not just yet, you're gonna just let your arms just completely drop as if you just opened a champagne bottle and you're popping the cork. 1, 2, 3. And palms can be face down or face up, whichever feels good. Letting everything settle after that. We'll only do one more little inhale, exhale thing. And if you're sitting in a certain way and you feel uncomfortable, definitely switch how you're sitting. It's not about pushing through pain or struggles. It's about being comfortable. So feel free to switch it up anytime if you ever need to, since we've been sitting here for a while. And then you're going to interlace your hands and then switch the interlacing so the weird interlacing is on top, so your opposite pointer finger is. And then bring your hands behind the base of your neck. Bring your elbows up and in a little bit, but you're just cradling your neck. And then we're going to take that same inhale and exhale through the nose. But as you inhale, you're going to twist to the left, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale left, exhale right. And you're just really letting everything twist from right to left. So it's as if someone's twisting up a toy to then completely let it release afterwards. Using your breath, inhale, exhale, go as fast as you can here. Last one to really just rev it all up and put all of your breath together. We did some breath work with the lower body, one with the low body, just did one to clear out our lungs. And now we're up in our imagination, bringing space, bringing energy, bringing awareness to our heads. So keep going, twisting. Maybe you get a nice little back crack, a wonderful indirect little perk. And take this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hook the thumbs again. Big inhale through the nose, lips are closed. Really reach those fingers up to the sky. 3 sips in through the mouth. Hold it. And then let it go. Pop that cork, let everything just fall down. Palms can come face up again. Coming back to your normal breath. Noticing how all that breath awareness made you feel. Might be a little bit dizzy after those twists, that's okay. And take a few more inhales and exhales. And you can gently open your eyes. Might be weird to have light again. And move yourself onto all fours. Yeah, my legs are really sweaty. And all we did was breath work. How cool. Okay, from there, tricked ya. Put your hands about a palm print in front of where they are. Tuck your toes and bring your hips back to a downward facing dog. So our knees were just bent for a really long time. So take whatever pedals and movement that you need here to really bring some movement back into your legs. And opening up the backs of the legs for the first time today, probably, maybe, unless this is your second or third yoga class of the day, and then great for you. So nice. You can rock your body forward and through to a plank pose just to measure it out for fun. Nice, and that's at a really good measure. And then bend your knees and stick your butt up to the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. So good. Beautiful. And really stick your hips up and back. Yeah. Wonderful. Take a few more breaths here, sticking your butt up to the sky. You can stick your butt up even more. Yeah. Oh, I love Anna's dog. Okay. And on your next inhale, lift your right leg up, down dog split, and take whatever movement feels good here. If you want to bend the knee, open the hip, or give your knee or leg a few little circles, do it. My knee is still feeling that bend from sitting in Virasana. And then bring your right foot to your right thumb. And set yourself up like you know how to do, finding that right angle, placing your back knee down, untuck the back toes, right knee right on top of right ankle. Angle and ankle are very hard. And then from here, we'll go right into this little mini flow that just feels nice when our legs need to be open more. And you can place your hands on blocks. So do whichever one you want to do. And then if you're not on blocks, then you can just have your hands on fingertips, but try to see if you can keep your armpit to your right knee or your chest on your thigh this whole time, and only straighten your legs as much as you can, keep that connection. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your right toes up to the sky, come into a runner stretch. Exhale, come to your low lunge. Inhale, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Try to straighten both legs as much as you can with contact. Exhale, low lunge. So once again, it's you as your timer, indicating the speed that you're going. Your breath is your odometer, kind of, telling you how fast you're gonna go. So go at your own pace, take any pauses that you want as you move through this flow. Maybe it feels really nice to just pause with both legs kind of straight. Just do whatever feels good. You could even go to the speed of whatever music you have. Anna has the pleasure of just listening to my voice for an hour, so she can go to that speed. I'll sing for you if you want. Not my career. If you are looking for music though, check out my sister's music on her SoundCloud. I think if you just type in her name, it'll come up. Not sponsored. Michelle is sponsored by something. Okay, take one more round. And then we'll all meet in our low lunge. And from there, inhale, reach your arms forward, out and up. And then find that opposite elbow grab again. Yeah. Beautiful. Hannah looks great. She has a really nice crescendo from all the way from her elbows to the top of her back foot. And we're just going to give her a little bit of an oomph. Yeah. Inhaling and exhaling, creating space in those lungs. On your next inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Reach your fingertips up and then place them down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and just step your left foot up to meet your right. First forward fold. Give yourself a little wiggle and shake. This class is really about doing what you want to do today. What a concept. So give yourself the freedom and ability to do whatever feels good. So try to really find what your body wants from you to get that mind-body connection and the backs of the legs open. Slight bend in the knees, feet at hips with distance. You can widen your feet a little bit, Anna. Yeah. Beautiful. And then from there, find that slight bend in your knees still. Keep your feet where they are, but see if you can widen your knees a little bit so they really are nice and open and over your toes, which then creates a little bit more space in your low back and your sacrum as your butt bones open up. Letting your head completely drop. Yeah. Take one more cycle of breath. And then slowly, slowly begin to roll yourself up to stand. Slow as you can. Anna and I will have cut off heads, but I think you can imagine what we look like. And you can roll your shoulders down and back. Still standing. Give yourself a little shake and wiggle, whatever feels nice here. And as you inhale, lift your arms up, grab for your left wrist with your right hand and reach up and over to the right. Yeah, getting a nice little side body stretch. And as you inhale and exhale, you can take a few like forward and backward movements to kind of tuck yourself in and then open yourself up to the sky. Just gets different parts of that side body. You want to catch it all and still have that slight bend in your knees. Let your legs have levity. Take one more cycle of breath on this side. Reach up back to center and switch sides. Up and over to the left, rounding. Or you can just hold here, whatever feels good. Round and open. Everything is an option, but I won't give you too many options, so you don't have choice paralysis. Cool. Rounding and opening, take one more cycle of breath, and then come back through center, hook the thumbs again. Give yourself a little bit of a reach up to the sky, and then exhale, let your arms just drop down by your sides. Palms can face forward. Chin is level to the ground. Eyes come to a close for a really hot second. Notice how you're standing on your feet with your eyes closed. I think this is a pretty powerful thing to do, even though it's very simple. So I try to teach this pretty often, but notice where you are on your heels and your toes and really get specific about finding the middle of each foot. Yeah. As you take your next breath here, think of one word, one intention that you want to take with you for the rest of class. It's currently Thanksgiving week, but we're in Germany, so that means nothing. But in Thanksgiving, we like to think of giving gratitude. So gratitude could be your word, we're thankful for something, or any word that comes to mind, that something that you can take advantage of for yourself and to others. Once you have your word, breathe into it. And then gently open your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up, press palms together overhead. Exhale, forward fold. And as you forward fold, immediately bring your hands interlaced at the base of your spine and then have them hang overhead. Wonderful. It's like we just did a dance move. I used to take these modern classes called Horton. Shout out if you know what Horton is. And you would do these like swing things where you like were up and then you'd swing and then you'd interlace your hands and then you'd swing back up, and that reminded me of that. We won't do that today. Take one more cycle of breath and then bring your hands back to your hips and let them completely drop. Fingers can come to hands, or you can bring your blocks back on your mat and then step your right foot back, coming into a low lunge on this side. So find that left knee right on top of your left ankle. Make sure you're taking up enough space, but not too much. You want to find your Goldilocks amount of space. And then once everything's settled, square, as you inhale, you're going to lift your left toes up. Exhale, come back to your low lunge. Inhale, begin to straighten both legs, tucking the back toes. Exhale, straight or low lunge. You can think of this as a pranayama practice too. So thinking about your breath, using your breath to move you, keeping the connection between your mind, body, and breath, which is the definition of yoga. So in case you're wondering, you can go at your own pace, taking any pauses that you want to take. Keeping that connection with your chest or belly to your thigh. And the reason we do that is so that your back stays long and you know you aren't rounding it. We don't want to find the archetype of person with bad posture sitting in a chair on their computer. We want to find the archetype of a powerful warrior standing up tall, about to receive a medal or something. Though I don't condone violence, so maybe they were winning the Nobel Prize. Take one more round. Expected some laughter from that one, Anna. Thank you for proving that I'm not funny. Okay, and then you're gonna come back to your low lunge and then reach your arms forward, out and up. And grab for opposite elbow. Yeah. Let's see if you can really press your hips forward. You can take up more space. Yeah, bring your foot even more. You can even wiggle this one back a little bit. Yeah, and then press your hips forward from there. And then you have a perfect line there. Wonderful. A straight line, as they say. Okay. Pressing the hips forward, reaching the elbows up. One more cycle of breath. Reaching the arms up to the sky, super tall, reach for the stars. Frame your front foot with your hands, and you can move the blocks and just do whatever you need to do to step back into your downward facing dog. So fun, pedaling it out. This will be one of your last down dogs, so we'll probably have time to do another one, but Just do whatever you need to do in your dog right now. So nice, Anna. Wrap your armpits in towards your heart, keeping your palms where they are. Yeah. Bend your knees and stick your butt up. Widen your knees a little bit, but keep your feet where they are. Yeah. One more cycle of breath. And then place your knees back down onto the ground. And I've done this for the past 2 weeks, but we're gonna switch our mats around and move to the wall. Then, so take your time, pause the video, grab a snack, just kidding. But yeah, we're gonna do 2 fun series that I think are very good in really getting us into the depths of our first floor. We have so many items. And you can move that other thing if you want to. Because our first floor is the foundation of our bodies, and if we don't have a strong first floor, well, then the rest goes kaput, as they say in German. Okay. I think I need help. Jokes are so bad, but Anna and I are just having the best time. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is the wall series. So I'm just gonna set this up for Anna or myself, whichever. You can use this mat for sure, but can you grab me that blanket? I like putting a blanket here. You're just gonna find your blanket. It doesn't need to be the thickest blanket of your life, but you can just fold it in half. And then it looks like a rectangle, and you'll set it towards the back of your mat up against the wall. Then you can use these blocks. Grab for your 2 block-like things, like an encyclopedia or something big is perfect for this. I'm trying to think of something else. If you had mason jars, you could probably use those too if you're short on blocks. But from there, you're actually going to use your blocks to get into this too. And it doesn't matter which leg we start with. So which leg should we start with, Anna? Right or left? Left. Okay, so I'm going to step my right foot forward enough-ish. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so just oh no, you should go there. Step your right foot forward you have a lunge in front, and then you're going to tuck your left toe up on the wall. Yeah, and then place it back down so that your knee is also touching the wall. Yeah, you'll hop yourself back and keep hopping yourself back so that your knee and your shin are in the same line. Yeah, and try to see if you can get your knee as close to the wall as possible. Yeah, you can get 1 more inch closer, I think. You can't? Okay. Well, also make sure that your front knee is at a 90-degree angle. Yeah, scooch it forward. You can even more, a little bit more. Wonderful. Okay, so now we're on our blocks. And then we stayed here and we cried. Yeah. Just kidding. We'll smile. I can think of some stories to tell, but basically, we're really going to get into our quads, which I feel like it's hard in some yoga poses. I feel like we use our quads a lot, but we don't stretch them as much, if that's the right thing. We use our quads in all of our warrior poses and our lunges and stuff like that, but there's not that many times where we do this. So you're gonna get your butt as close as you can to your heel as well. And then from there, that's when you press your hips forward. Yeah. Yeah, and Anna's doing a very good job with this. This is why we have our blocks. If you want 2 blocks, here, try putting this on top too. We want our backs to be super long. Yeah, wonderful. Great, so now Anna gets to sit there and smile out at me. We're best friends. I know it hurts. It hurts, but it's really good pain. And don't worry, we'll move it around and then it'll be really nice. So if you can, or if this is where you want to stay, let that be where you stay. If not, you can now, I'm just going to show you, let's pretend my foot is up the wall, but this is my front right leg. If you can, pair your hands together, you can find a closed twist on your thigh. The other way. Yeah. Okay, if not, then you stay. So we'll stay in each thing for 10 breaths. So if you hate me right now, breathe really fast. If you're enjoying this, then breathe really slow. But like this really, you should try to do this like once a week and it'll change your life. It'll change your life. And even if you don't have a wall, you could do this up against like a couch or an ottoman too. You just need something for your shin to come on. And see if you can move your knee back a little bit more. On your back. You can? Okay. Okay, let's pretend you've taken 10 breaths. Then the next one is placing this, since we're on our right side, you're going to place your right hand. I cannot do it. Yes, you can. Oh no, it's fine, it's fine. It'll wash off. I do that every time. We're talking about my wall. Oh, this is perfect. If it hurts too much, then just bring your knee more forward. Yeah, you can set it down and then bring, yeah. And that just loosens. It lessens how much. Does that feel better? Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. So just do that. Anna's the perfect demo for this. So then the next thing, you can place your right hand on your left block. Yeah, and then twist open to the left. Just to give yourself a little bit of a twist. Nice. Making sure that your right knee stays right, tracking over your right toes. Your hips are still square. And take this for 10 breaths. Yeah. Gazing forward or gazing up. Whatever feels nice. Our quads are going to feel so good after this. And after you finish your 10th breath there, great, slam your hand down, find your hands on your blocks again. Then you're going to find your right block on the inside of your right foot, and then heel toe your right foot out to the side where it bisects the mat to come into lizard. Yeah, so heel can be on the mat, perfect. Make sure your knees tracking over your toes, and then you can press your hips forward. You can use the blocks here, like put your hands on them or put your forearms on them. Yeah, whatever feels good. Really think of sticking out your butt here though. Yeah, really nice. And give yourself a little bit of a rock right to left. You still feel it though? Okay, great. Eventually, your knee will be up against the wall if you do this enough. That can be your New Year's resolution. Putting your knee to the wall, but that really doesn't matter. As long as it feels something in your quad and your hip, then you're doing it right. Cool. Take one more breath here. You counted to 10, good for you. And then from there, then you're gonna walk I like walking them out so then I have space to do what we're about to do, but heel toe your right foot to the left and then set yourself up for pigeon with your knee up like that. And this is where having someone to put blocks or something underneath your hips is really nice. Yeah, perfect. And see if you can keep this over to the right a little bit more. Yeah, great. And then you can still use your blocks. Your hands can stay up on blocks. Or if you want to walk yourself down, you can. Yeah. And from here, something that might feel really nice on Anna is if she finds her thumbs right underneath her eyebrows and her eyes. Yeah, and then you can give yourself a little bit of massage there in this pressure point. But if you're doing something else, maybe your chest is all the way down and your, what's it called? And your forehead's on a block, then you can just rock your forehead right to left to give it a massage there. Knowing that we're almost done with this side, so you're welcome. Take one more cycle of breath. Then you can press your hands up on those blocks. When we're in this like setup thing, you're gonna gently sit yourself to the right. I look like I'm collapsing and you can look that way too. And then swing your left knee around to come into double pigeon. So ankle to knee, yeah, and perfect. You're sitting up on blankets since there's blankets that happen to be there. Yeah. So then your shin's on top of your ankle, ankle's on top of your shin. Yeah, so this comes up here. Yeah. And then this one comes out more. Yeah. And if that is very high, sit up on something taller. This is so fun. Anna's the best demo. We can use all the props. Lift yourself up for a second. A little bit more for on that. Yeah, and then sit on it more. Yeah, and then lift yourself up again. Yeah, now sit on that again. And sit back more. And then lift your butt up and then stick your butt out. Yeah, and then that made a big difference. And this shin, this comes over to this way. Yeah. It's origami for your body. So you have to move things around. And then we'll stay here for 10 breaths. So nice. And this truly happens over time. Gravity and time will get you to having your knees fall to the ground. But every journey is a hip journey. Our first floor and our hips hold a lot of stuff. They hold us up. Our hips are our biggest joint in our body. So there's emotions, there's tension, there's knots, all in there. When we do all this hip stuff and quad stuff, we help get into it a little bit to loosen it up and create more space for then more gunk to eventually get in there and fill up until we end up loosening it up again. It's a whole cycle. After you've taken your 10th breath, then you can lean back and just let both legs straighten out and give yourself a little rock wiggle. Honestly, whatever feels nice here, you can move yourself in any direction, yeah. And then you can like let yourself come forward or just shake out just to give yourself a little release before, of course, we do the other side. Yay. Yay. I love this one. And you'll notice too, when we do the other side, like which leg is tighter. So maybe your left leg was tighter than your right and this side might be nicer. Or which leg do we put up? I don't remember. Right. Oh, the right now will go up against the wall. Yep. Yeah. Okay, cool. So make your way to your wall thing. And find yourself. I'll just do this. Great. So find your left foot now stepped out in front of you, like you're ready to pounce on something. And then, I mean, I like basically just stood up to then do this, but you're gonna find the top of your foot on the ground. You're getting the nice side view from Anna. Go, Anna. Yeah. And then just see where your knee falls and your toe and your stuff. And then try to bring your knee as close to the wall as you can. And if it's not touching the wall yet, who cares, honestly? Like, as long as it feels nice and you feel like you're getting a stretch in your quad, it's all that matters. It's just these other little things are like, ideally, if you could do that, but we don't live in an ideal world. We live in a realistic world. Oh, but this is great, Anna. Your butt's like right up against your heel. So good. Nice. Does this side feel better?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. So then you have to do the other side twice a day and this one once a day. Was a joke, laugh. Okay. So now we sit here and ponder our thoughts. Just kidding. We're focusing on our breath. If you do need to grab more blocks or something, feel free, but roll your shoulders back. And if this is for some reason easy for you, God bless, but you can try to reach up your arms and grab for the wall. Yeah. And you get a really nice crescendo. And just try it for a second. I know I didn't say this on the other side, but you can always rewind. Take one more cycle of breath in this variation. And then we'll come to the closed twist. So if you can, you'll find your elbow over the right arm and upper arm across your left knee. You can either put your hands into a prayer or make a fist with your bottom arm, and then wrap around it with your top arm and then twist. This just gets a little bit deeper into your calves. So nice, Anna. Look at those elbows in one line. Anna will now be paid to yoga model. Paid in hugs. JK. Do. And then take your 10 breaths. Just noticing that your hips are square, your knees still tracking over your toes. We don't want to sacrifice our lower body for the sake of just doing something with our upper body. It's like sacrificing putting in flour and sugar and hoping that the cake will taste good by adding all the other random things like vanilla and cinnamon. It's not going to work. One more breath. And then come back, tag your hands on your block things. Take a moment if you need to shake it out or give a little release or something, and then let's do the other twist. Left hand comes to left block, right arm reaches open. Your left hand comes to the block that was under your right hand. Sorry. Then you can look up at the sky, you can look out, you can look down. See if you have a connection between your arm and your thigh that you can push into. And breathe into your lungs, into your chest. Anna's breathing is so good. And take those 10 breaths. If you're already on like 9, feel free to come out of it. Hips square, hip pressing forward. See where the knee is, see where your knee is tracking over your toes. One more. Exhaling, come down. Oops. And then find your left block on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot a little bit out. Left toes come on an angle. And now you get to do a lizard. So you can place your blocks wherever and have your forearms on them. This is where there should be the most space between your heel and your butt because you're pressing your hips towards the floor. Prepping yourself for pigeon, which will be next. Yeah, see if you get your hips down a little bit more. Can you put your elbows on your blocks? No? Great. Yeah, no, you shouldn't, because then it you lose the integrity of your back, which is much more important than getting your elbows down. I will say it now and I'll say it again. It doesn't matter how low you go. We are all on our wall series journey of opening up our hips and quads and hamstrings. So wherever you are today, be grateful and be proud of where you are. Because some people don't even know this exists. And I wish they did. Should be some international, do this every day thing. Take one more breath. And then place your hands back into your blocks. I walk mine out, just have some space to heel toe my left foot back over to the right. And then do whatever you need to finagle your left knee to come to the floor and set yourself up for pigeon. Yeah, I can give you this block. This blanket. Yeah. Just do what you need, you know? Oh, you can also use my Buffalo Bills thing. This is not an ad, but watch the Buffalo Bills play. They won this weekend. They won this week. They played on Thursday. And they won because they're so good this year. And I feel like it's because I left the country and then they became good, which makes me sad. But and then yeah, let yourself come down. You can do whatever you did on the other side just to find some symmetry. You can just breathe here. Rocking your hips from right to left. A little bit, pressing your hips down. Wonderful. Taking those 10 breaths. Feel free to yawn or sigh or anything. And then on your next exhale, you'll just press yourself up and sit yourself to one side. Bring your right shin around this time to come into double pigeon. So set up your bottom leg at a 90-degree angle, your top leg at a 90-degree angle. Well, I guess they're like you're making an isosceles triangle. Yay, geometry. Geometry was actually my worst math subject. Yeah, you can sit up on something taller if you want, but eventually gravity will just help the knees get to the floor. And then you can sit up tall, or you can walk yourself back down a little bit on those blocks. Whatever feels good. This candle says, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. That is a great quote for this wall series. Accept where you're at. Let go of what just happened in your pigeon. And then know that next time it'll be different. Taking those 10 breaths. Yeah. See if you can rock yourself a little bit forwards instead of being like this, you're like that. Yeah. Exactly. You could put your hands on blocks. It helps. Because then you have like leverage to sit yourself up. Yeah, perfect. Take one more cycle of breath here. And then you can let that go. Give yourself a little shake, wiggle. Still be proud, be very proud of yourself for doing all of that. Our legs are hard, man, to get into. And then set yourself a little bit more formally here in this tall seat, I guess. With your legs forward, have a slight bend in your knees, feet are hip width distance, toes are pointing up to the sky. And then sit up super tall. Find your hands on blocks. There you go. On either side. And then let yourself walk forward. Yeah. Beautiful. You could also do this up against a wall if you don't have a friend nearby. I hope you have friends, but yeah. And then you could talk to your friend. What are you doing today, Anna?
We're going for brunch.
Anna and I are going to brunch after this. We have a full day. It's gonna be great. Anna's never coming to class again. But yeah, just getting into the backs of the legs one more time. One more breath. And then gently walk yourself back up. Give yourself a little wiggle and roll. Slide yourself off of where your blanket is, but keep the blanket there. And because we have two blankets, I like giving a little bit more height to this blanket thing. And then Anna, you're gonna sit to one side of your blankets. We're coming into legs up the wall. So I can show it first if you want. What we're gonna do, let me show it first. You're gonna sit like this, hi, and then you're gonna roll over onto your side. My butt is right up against my blankets, and then you're gonna roll onto the blankets. Try to just center yourself and wiggle. Yeah, you can do it there on that thing, or do you want one of these blankets?
No, it's good.
Okay, great. Anna has my Buffalo Bills pillow. Go Bills. Yeah, so you just roll down. And this is how we're gonna take our Shavasana today. So just switching up the direction of our legs, which we get this benefit when we do a headstand or when we do anything else. But yeah, just really fidget your way into comfort so your legs just feel like they're there. Arms can come down by your sides, they can rest on your belly, whatever feels good. Just come back to your breath like we did in the beginning. Noticing its speed, noticing the depths it's going, where it's navigating to. Is it your low belly or is it still up in your chest? Try to navigate it down to the low belly so that once again, we can find that first floor, second floor, and third floor of our breath to build from the bottom up. And what's very cool about the body as a house as we lie here is that those three floors that we think of, like our first floor is our legs, our second floor is our torso, our third floor is our head. We can map those three floors to any part of our body and anything in life, which is kind of a mind-blowing thing to think about when it really hits you. But if we wanted to put those three floors just our torso, we think of the first floor as our low belly, the second floor is like our rib area, and the third floor as our chest. So you breathe from your first floor, second floor, third floor, building from the bottom up. You could even think of this as like building a product or coding or software engineering or building a building. You have to start with the foundation to then do anything in the second floor, do anything to add like an actual building on top of a foundation, and then do even more to then like do all the designing of the inside, like interior design. But you can't have a wonderfully designed house if there's no foundation, because there will be nothing holding it up. So same thing with coding. If you wrote some lines of code that have 500 bugs in them, when someone uses the product that was built on, it's not going to work. So see how you can think of this like body as a house, 1, 2, 3 floors in your daily life, and it's really interesting to see it come up more and more. But as you meditate on that, keep breathing. begin to deepen your breath. As you deepen your breath, you're gonna place your feet on the wall and just do whatever you need to do to roll over into fetal position on either side. Taking a moment here just to breathe. And keeping your eyes closed or your gaze super soft. You're gonna bring yourself up to sit up however you started. So maybe that was your asana, maybe it was cross-legged on a blanket, but you can sit however you want. So eyes stay closed, come back to your breath. And just notice what it's like to breathe sitting up. Bring your palms to press at the center of your chest, giving yourself gratitude for taking the time to bring your body, mind, and breath together. Coming back to that intention that you set while we were standing, whatever word or idea or phrase it was. Ready to put that out into the world after this. And we'll bring our thumb knuckles up to third eye center between our eyebrows. And we'll end practice with the final bow. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Dana.
Thanks guys for watching. See you in the next video.